From selling idli dosa batter from a small kitchen to building a 3,000 crore food empire, his story is a proof that ambition doesn't need a head start, just heart. Hi, this is Pallavi Goel, and today we are here for the latest episode of ET Retail's Rise of India's Digital Economy. Today I sit down with PC Musthafa, the founder of ID Fresh Food, to talk about what it really takes to build India's next big food revolution. Let's go. Musthafa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Pallavi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to start the conversation by talking about that young boy, we've always read your journey, we've read about your story, and it's a story of being very brave. It's a story of being very positive also, and very ambitious. But now that, it's been such a long journey for you, when you look back at that child, is there something that you have still kept alive or something you still go back to as the CEO also?
Yeah, I think nothing much has changed for me. In fact, I think I still have the same hunger that I used to have during those days. The same speed I run today, and values have never changed and will never change.
I think that's a very honest and very beautiful answer. Thank you for that. Moving to, your journey of building ID, talk to us a little about the idea of why you started with, the idli batter or the dosa batter. Was it just intuition, or, at the back of your mind, there was some sense that, this is going to scale? What was the gap you saw?
I think it's important for me to clarify this point that I was not the founder of ID, right? I was just one of the co-founder of ID.
Okay.
The journey was started by my cousins. I joined them to take the journey forward. So the gap we have identified during those days was the packaged batter. We used to discuss various ideas during those days. One such idea was about idli dosa batter. There was an idli dosa batter supplier who was supplying idli batter in a plain pouch with a rubber band on the top. You will still see in some part of Matunga in Mumbai. This had a lot of quality issues, hygiene issues, and service complaints. My cousins tried to fix the issue with this vendor multiple times. It didn't work out. That's when we thought, why don't we try to fix it ourselves? So they ran this business or built this business from 0 to 1 for the initial 3 and a half years, where I was an investor and used to support during my weekends and holidays. A 0 to 1 journey was traveled by them. From there, it was easier for me to take it to the next level. But we were very clear during those days that we will stay true to a promise, which is we'll keep our products 100% clean, no chemicals, no preservatives, nothing artificial. And even today, that's a value. And it's a clean label brand.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that and also for being honest, with us. I can see what you meant by you've kept the same values. I can see that from your answer. But, just doubling down on this, Musthafa, you didn't build a cola brand or a chips brand or, biscuits or something. These are the categories which have been sort of organized. When you say idli dosa batter, you're practically competing with, your moms and grandmoms at home, right? It is an everyday staple.
Yes.
Right? At what point in that 1 to 10 or that 1 to 100, journey, you felt that, this could, scale to the scale it has reached today?
So, many people don't understand the size of the idli market, right? And that's a fact. If you look at Bangalore market, Bangalore has a population of 1.3 crore Indians.
Yeah.
And as per our market study, 90% of Bangaloreans eat idli dosa on a regular basis. When I say regular basis, in 21 meals in a week, which is 7 to 3, 21 meals in a week, 4 to 5 meals are made with idli or dosa. In one meal, you end up eating 3 idli or 3 dosa. So you're talking about almost 15 idli per person per week.
Wow.
right? That's close to 20 crore idli in a week in Bangalore, right? Which is almost like 3 crore a day.
Yeah.
If you cannot imagine the size of this idli market in Bangalore, it's more than 100 Asian elephants per day is what we Bangaloreans stuck in every day, right?
Can now.
It's a multi-billion dollar business for idli business in Bangalore. Now this, if you do the same maths for Chennai, I think almost all numbers remain the same, except the fact that Bangaloreans eat 3 meals or 4 meals in a week with idli and dosa. Chennaiites eat 4 meals in a day with idli dosa, right? So it's such a large opportunity. And every market that we launched, we are actually able to witness that opportunity. As per my gut feel, idli business is the largest food business opportunity in the world.
Wow.
It is that big.
I think the numbers sure do say
Yes.
that. In this, when you started the brand, you went the old school traditional kirana model way, very offline focus. Today, when the product discovery as well as the product delivery is online,
Yes.
one, how do you look at all this, the conversation around e-commerce and quick commerce and kiranas going online, and how does
So I
change?
I think in all the channels or platforms, there are a few things that we have to get it right. Product quality, pricing, service, availability, right? And that's something which we focus from day one. If you look at the initial days of ID, we got 3 things right. Right product, right packaging, and right placement in the stores. That worked for us. If you look at e-com today, we're actually doing the same thing. The only benefit today is it's easier for a customer to discover the product. It's easier for them to search the product. It's easier for me to communicate with them these days,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Because I can do very targeted marketing for them, which was not the case during the initial days of ID. QCOM helped along those lines, but the basic principles of the business remains the same even today.
Do you shop from quick commerce very often?
Yes.
You also spend a lot of time in Dubai,
Yes.
and in that market too, we have seen the online channels scale very efficiently.
Yes.
Any parallels you can draw for that growth here in India?
So the QCOM business in India contributes to a large portion of ID business in India today. UAE is slowly catching up for that business for us, right? There's not reached to the India level in terms of the QCOM reach. I think we're going to witness that in the next few years in UAE.
I personally thought it was going to be the
No,
other way around.
it's the other way around. This market is not reached the QCOM level that we reached in India.
Wow. Also something very interesting when we talk about every food brand is we don't talk about the use of technology in there, right? Talk to us how tech savvy is ID really? What does your tech stack look like?
People think we are doing idli business, right? But if you look at ID, if I had to summarize ID in one line, it's one of the best distribution platform in the world, leveraged by technology for fresh foods, right? So tech plays an extremely important role for ID. ID runs on IT, and that's a fact. Many aspects of the business that we use technology. I'll take one aspect, which is wastage. We deal with a 3 to 7 day shelf life product. Some products do come with 3 day shelf life. Some products do have 7 day shelf life. And for a fresh food business, the biggest challenge is to arrive at that magical balance of wastage and stock out, right? If I dump more, I'll get a lot of wastage. If I keep less, I'll have stock out issues. I'll get the magical balance. When we started ID, we were sending 100 packets to the market. 90 used to come back unsold. We had like a 90% wastage during initial days. Over a period of few years, we started sending 2000 kg to the market. 500 used to come back unsold, which is 25% wastage. With that kind of wastage, it was almost impossible for us to scale up this business and make it profitable and replicate this model in other markets. That's when we started investing behind technology. We started capturing store-wise, item-wise, sales and wastage data on a daily basis.
Yeah.
We now use this data to predict the demand for the right store on the right day on a daily basis, right? With the help of technology, today we run at less than 4% wastage from the 25% wastage we had a few years ago.
Yeah.
Not just that. In a matured city, matured product, we run at less than 1% wastage.
Wow.
That's the power of technology. ID runs on IT.
I think this should be the motto. This is absolutely amazing for a food brand to,
It is
step
not
back.
easy to get right.
Yeah.
I think tech helped. We are one of the best food tech company.
Excellent. But Musthafa, what we talked about, whether it's adapting to quick commerce, whether the use of technology, so much so to reducing wastage and scaling, going global, I think all this comes as a result of a very good team also. And talk to us a little about the kind of culture, the kind of team you have here at ID. And what does also the future look like with the next two generations of your consumers becoming your co-workers as well?
Yes. So, as you know, the ID business was started by me and my cousins.
Yeah.
We took the business to some level. And then we thought it's important for us to bring in experts from the market. So we started appointing leaders, level 2, level 3 leaders in the organization. And then last few years, we started also building CEO teams, right? So today we have Rachat, who is the CEO of India operation. Shopit, who is the international business for ID. I mean, as CEO of international business. And then we have strong team. So today I think we have one of the best leadership team in the world running ID business.
Yeah. If someone who wants to come and work at ID, what is that one non-negotiable quality that you personally look for?
Values. Very easy to make money.
Yeah.
But making money without taking shortcuts, making money without compromising values is a tough journey. That's the journey less traveled.
That's my personal.
We travel that journey. And anyone who want to be part of the ID has to learn this fact that we are not here to do business at any cost. We are not here to grow business at any cost. Growth at any cost is the philosophy of a cancer cell. It is not ID's philosophy. We will never ever add chemicals, preservatives, artificial flavors in the food. If our grandmothers cannot identify a particular ingredient in the food, our answer is no. That's not food. People have this such strong value system and want to make this world a better place for the generation to come. Are welcome to ID.
Absolutely. This conversation is so important at this moment, Musthafa, because in India especially, there's finally a lot of conversation around what ingredients are you consuming.
Yes.
The government is also doing its part. They're very active on it finally. And also brands. We're seeing a slew of brands who are launching healthy, clean products. If any founder, any food, any D2C founder today is building a clean brand, what would be your advice to them?
Focus on the basics. Get the product right. Never ever take shortcuts. Right? And of course, focus on the P&L. Many people get that wrong.
Yeah.
Right? They look at the product business, but they're not good at P&L. If you don't get your P&L right from day one, right, it's difficult to get the business going.
So
we focused on two aspects of the business from day one. It has to be profitable. It has to be cash flow positive. So that's why we don't extend credit.
Yeah.
Our business runs on a cash on delivery model.
Yes. I think especially in such difficult market conditions that we are in today, these are actually the golden words. Focus on cash flow positivity. Absolutely.
No, so I'm saying if you look at what went right in ID,
Yeah.
I think we got such, we got few such business basics right. As I mentioned, we got the product right, we got the packaging right,
Yeah.
we got the placement right,
Yeah.
we got a P&L right.
Yes.
Of course, team.
Yes. Also, just one final question, Musthafa. You spend a lot of time with founders and brand owners, investors, I mean, different stakeholders, not just in India, but also globally. You know, what is the sentiment outside for the Indian digital ecosystem, for Indian startup founders? How do you make sense of it? What is the kind of conversation you have them about the India market?
I think the global market is very bullish about Indian opportunity. It's a large business opportunity, large size, right? So that itself talks about the opportunity that they all look at. I think the concerns that I see from the global investors is the profitability, right? Will it be profitable? What kind of profits it generate, right? Is the valuation too high, right? So those kind of discussion do come up.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no, they're very, very bullish about the opportunity in India.
Excellent, Muswa. Thank you so much for making time.
Thank you.
It was such a fun chat.
Same here.
Thank you for being honest.
Thank you. That's me, that's ID.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
For more such conversations, stay tuned at ET Retail.